Alright, from my last team I changed up a couple things. I now have Swampert leading, and the first turn he fakes out, and next turn he sweet kisses and I get my rocks up. Then I really don't know what this thing's gonna do, so I switch to Scammery, and I take a T-Wave, but I get a Toxic off, and Stealth Rocks does a lot of damage to Yanmega, and I try and Toxic that as well, but he protects. And waiting for him to decide, he finally uses Bug Buzz, and I get a Toxic off, and next turn I get a Whirlwind, trying to Toxic and Whirlwind all his Pokemon. So he gets a Waterfall, I flinch for the first time. He gets a second Waterfall, I flinch again. I try and Roost, he gets a Waterfall, and what do you know, he flinches again. He's got that King's Rock on it or whatever it is. I was mega pissed. So then eventually I die. So I didn't really know who to send out here. And I think I decided on Electivire. I'd T-Punch. Does a lot of damage. He switched. Okay, well, Yanmega's dead from the Stealth Rocks. And then he sends out Spiritomb. I just T-Punch for a stab. Strongest move. Now I'm burned, so at this point there's really no reason for me to switch, so I'm just going to continue to Thunder Punch. And eventually we will both die. Oh, I get another T-Punch off on Kingdra, and then I switch to Swampert. And then aside for a second, then I Earthquake. Because I really wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I got an Earthquake off, he DD'd. And then he used a Waterfall, and I flinch, of course. Then I didn't see that coming. So then he uses Outrage. And then I get Gyarados. I clicked Stone Edge. And I live with 7 HP. Oh, no, I did click Waterfall, and that KOs him. So then he brings out Scizor, and he switches to Arcanine, which takes that and raises his fire. Now, he's stupid. He could have used E-Speed, but no, and I got the Stone Edge off, and I win. So that's the first battle. Okay, now for my second battle. By the way, that first battle with that team, that was the only battle I won. This is the first battle I used with recreating this team, putting Cloyster back as my lead, and so far I like it. So the first move, I put my spikes up, well, try to. He gets a CC, and I live, so I get one spike up. And then I try an Ice Shard, but I guess Shadow Sneak gets priority over it. And I forget who I switched to. Oh yeah, I switched to Infernape, and I overheat, thinking it's super effective for some reason, but it still one-hit KOs him, so no problem there. So he sends out Tentacruel, and I decide to switch to my Sceptile. No, I switched to I switched to Cresselia and put up 2 Calm Minds. So he gets his Toxic Spikes off, and I get my first Calm Mind. And he switches to Miltank, and then I go for the Psychic. And he predicts it. Or no, never mind. He uses Toxic to get me poisoned, and then he goes for Milk Drink, but it's not enough health he regains, and my Psychic knocks him out. So then he goes to Breloom, and since I'm poisoned, I really don't feel like switching, and I Psychic, and he sends out Empoleon to take it. I guess he tried to lure me. So I really I didn't want to switch out Cresselia, so I used him until he died, and he tried to set up subs, but I just kept using Psychic. Fortunately, I got a crit, and he uses Ice Beam to finish me off. And now I go to Sceptile and EQ, and that kills him. Then I believe he goes back to Tentacruel, which I was stupid here. I should have Earthquaked because it would have been super effective, but I wasn't thinking and used Leaf Storm. But I guess it still did okay damage, and then he Rapid Spinned my one set of spikes away. And I got a Leaf Storm off on Breloom, and it did damage. It's better than nothing. And I thought this was HP Fire, but I don't know, I guess I messed something up. And then to take on Breloom, I send out Evire, and he Spores, but he didn't realize his Toxic Spikes will always poison me, so that was a wasted turn. Fire Punched on the switch, and then Thunder Punched Tentacruel to finish it. And then he's got his Porygon Z, Ice Beams, unneeded crit. His Toxic Spikes poison me. I CC, that finishes off the Breloom on the switch. And my Infernape outspeeds Porygon Z, and CC kills him. Or wait, doesn't outspeed, but I still won.